Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to another session on Introduction to Data Structures and Algorithm. Today in Module 5, we are going to discuss about graph implementation. In the last class, we discussed about some of the basics of graph terminology we discussed. And today, we are going to discuss about graph implementation, that is using adjacency matrix and using path matrix. So that is what we are going to do it. Now, basically, graph can be implemented in three ways. It can be implemented in three ways. And of course, those are adjacency matrix. Using adjacency, you can implement the graph. You can implement using path matrix. You can also implement using adjacency list. Adjacency list is nothing but your linked list. So, programmatically you can implement this way. Next. What is exactly adjacency matrix? Yesterday, I told one small example. So, in that example, I showed what is exactly adjacency matrix is all about. Okay, adjacency matrix is nothing but it's a matrix. It's a matrix that is associated with your graph. So it will tell who are its neighbors, and it is in the matrix form. See, normally it's a two-dimensional matrix, and in this matrix, what happens? If you have created a graph, like this. So if you have a graph like this, so that graph, what you will do, it is made up of a set of vertices and a set of edges. You know very well. It is made up of set of edges and set of vertices. This graph has n nodes. N nodes in the sense, here how many nodes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes are there. 5 nodes are there. 5 nodes in the sense, you are having 5 nodes. 5 nodes are there. So these 5 nodes is represented in the form of a matrix like this. So this is represented in the form of a two-dimensional array matrix. I think you know very well. So how it is constructed? First thing, if there is a link between node 1 to node 2, then you will write it as 1. If there is no link, you write it as 0. That's so simple. You write it as 1 if it is having a link. If there is no link, you write it as 0. Okay, let us take the same. I'll take one snap of it. I'll just take the same graph. Let me copy it. Let me go to another tool called Google Whiteboard, Microsoft Whiteboard. Okay, so here what I do, I just move the board. Okay, here I paste that image. Just paste the image. Yes, I have got. So now we will write an adjacency matrix for this. So if there are 5 nodes, you have to write 5 into 5 matrix. So 5 into 5 matrix you have to write. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matrix. One side, right? The same side, you write the columns also. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You write the matrix. It is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is written. Now, between, you look at this. You look at this component. 1 is pointing to 1. That means 1 to 1, there is a path. It is, you write it 1. Between 1 and 2, look at here. Between 1 and 2, between 1 and 2, you have the path. 1 and 2, you have the path. Yes, you write it 1. Between 1 and 3, no path. No path, you write it as 0. Between 1 and 4, there is a path. 1 and 4, there is a path, you write it as 1. Between 1 and 5, no path, you write it as 0. You write it as 0. Now, start with the 2. 2 to 1. Actually, 1 to 2, there is an arrow. You have, it is there. There is a link you have. And 2 to 1, you don't have. You just write it as 0. Write it 0. 2 to 2 itself, there is no. Write it as 0. Next, 2 to 3, yes, you have 1. You write it as. 2 to 4, no. Write it as 0. 2 to 5, no. Write it as 0. Done. Next, 3 to 1. 3 to 1, no. Write it as 0. 3 to 2. Actually, 2 to 3 you have. 2 to 3 you have. But 3 to 2 you don't have. So you write it as 0. 3 to 3, no. Put it as 0. 3 to 4. Actually, 4 to 3 is there. 3 to 4 reverse direction, it is not there. 0, you just write. Next, 3 to 5, yes, you have. Write it as 1. Now, 4 to 1, no, you don't have. 1 to 4 is there. 4 to 1 is not there. Write it as 0. 4 to 2, no, you don't have. You write it as 0. 4 to 3, yes, you have. From 4, you have this. You can see, you have this. 4 to 3, you have. So you can certainly write it. Yes, 4 to 3. 4 to 4, no, you don't have. 4 to 4, you don't have. Next, 4 to 5, no, you don't have. Just write it 0. Next, 5 to 1, no. 5 to 2, no. 5 to 3, no. 5 to 4, no. 5 to 5, no. So, actually 3 to 5 is there. 5 to 3 is not there. So, this is the matrix that we have got. The same matrix is available here. You can see same matrix is available here. Observe here. Same thing, whatever I have written, the same thing, it is available here. I think somebody is asking for, yes, people are joining. Okay, done. Now, same thing. You got to know how we have written this adjacency matrix. So, the same adjacency matrix is available, is represented like this. And we have the program also. We can write the program also. You can see, you can write hash include stdio.h, hash include conivo.h, and 5 node, 5 cross, it's a 5 node, it's a 5 node. So I can certainly use 5 cross 5. I can use a 5 cross 5 here, 5 cross 5, and ij for printing for loop. Next, afij is equal to 0, making everything 0. af00, there is a link between af00, it is 1. af01, it is 1. af03, it is 1. So, how this is calculated? You observe here, this is calculated based on the adjacency matrix. So, this is calculated using, so af00 is there, af01 is there, af03 you have, af12 you have. So, the same thing it is represented. af12 you have, af24 you have. So, it is just like this. The same thing, af24 you have, af32, af3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2 you have. Yes, it is represented. It is represented. And of course, once it is done, adjacency matrix is written, then you print the adjacency matrix. adjacency matrix is printed here. Adjacency matrix is printed here. So this is how it has been written. This is how it has been written. And of course, finally, when you execute this program, it is done. It is going to display an adjacency matrix. Same thing. We can also write. We can also code in our experiment. We can also code in our experiment. Same thing we can code in our experiment. So let us look into that in this particular graph. We can take a demonstration of this graph. So we can write it. Yes. So as soon as I click on this, the website opens. In the website, certainly you can see, you can have a concept of graph. So we can create a concept of graph by including adjacency matrix. You can write the adjacency matrix, so separated by commas. Okay, certainly that matrix, we have already seen this matrix. So 1 comma 1 comma 0 comma 1 comma 1 1 1 0 1 0. So you can write 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0. That's what we have written. 1 1 0 1 0. Next, 0 0 1 0 0. You can write it in the next line. 0 0 comma 0 comma 1 0 comma 0. So it is the same thing. Next, 4 zeros and 1. 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0 0 comma 1. Yes, it is done. Next, 0 0 1 0 0. So you can certainly write 0 comma 0 comma 1 comma 0 0. Yes, it is done. Next, last row, everything 0. 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0. Yes, it is done. So you can certainly save this. Once you save this, you get the matrix like this. You can see matrix is available. It's a 0. Actually, it is a not 0. It is actually 1. So we can change that adjacency matrix. You can just go here, press enter. So save it. Yes. So first node, it is automatically creating. This is a tool. This is a project that creates matrix once you give the adjacency matrix. Once you give the adjacency matrix. So it is already there. So you can see it's connected. It's connected like this. And of course, you can certainly have. So the matrix like this. You can certainly have the matrix like this. So this is a small demonstration that I would like to give. But there are advantages. Advantages are very simple. Adjacency matrix representation of graph is very simple to implement, but it also contains some disadvantage. One is it requires O of n square memory space. Even adjacency matrix is very sparse. If you have more nodes and very less connections, unnecessarily it will take lot of space. So that is the really disadvantage. That is really one disadvantage, and it proves that it is inefficient representation of a graph that has large number of vertices. Of course, if you have large number of vertices, this becomes very inefficient. So that is the reason. That's the reason we move on to the next type, that is implementation of graph using path matrix. Using path matrix we will represent. Okay, in path matrix what happens? You have a vertex, you have a graph v comma e of n nodes. The path matrix of a graph is defined as n cross n of path matrix, where p of ij is equal to 1 if there is a path from vertex vi to vj. you have a path, so it will be mentioned. If you don't have path, then it is just written as 0. That's all. So this is a path matrix. Path matrix certainly displays the same. So it will display the indication that is there any path, it will write 1. If there is no path, it will write 0. It will just write 0. So before we go into the Warshall's algorithm, let us take one simple example. This is a path. This is a path I have already written and kept it ready. You can see it is ready. Already it is kept and it is ready. And only thing we have to do is we'll put this little that side. Okay. And about this, yeah, we'll keep this little that side. Yeah, this is an adjacency matrix of what we have discussed. Already it is already done. That discussion is already done. So we'll keep it that side. So entire thing we'll keep it little that side, so that we have a space. We will have a space to work on our the path matrix. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll select everything. Yeah, I'll put it little this side. Little this side. Okay, done. Okay, I have the space now. Observe now. Okay. So let me take one example of a matrix, a graph. Look at this graph. What is there in this graph? We have nodes. In fact, we have nodes. A is a node. You can see A is a node. B is a node. You can see B is a node. And if you look at, if you look at C is a node, same way D is a node, the same way E is a node. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes are there. And how many edges are there? 1, first edge, second edge, third edge, fourth edge, fifth edge, sixth edge, and seventh edge. So 7 edges are there. So whenever you are writing a matrix, whenever you are writing a path matrix, first thing that you should note is you have to write first define the specific path. The first point that you should note is you should define the specific path. Path. First thing, first point, you have to define the specific path. The second thing that is you have to write, second point is you have to write the path between two nodes. You have to write the path between two nodes. So second point says you have to write the path between say x comma y. If x and y are 2 points, so p of xy indicates the path. Write the path p of xy. Xy is nothing but x is 1 point, y is 1 point. The third third point says the row, always the row indicate the path. It indicates the path. Row indicates the path, and row indicate the path, and your column, COLUMN, your column indicates the number of edges. So finally, you can say fourth point, path p of x comma y, you can write like this. P of x comma y is p of ij, where p of ij, where it is 0, you don't have there is no path. There is no path. 1, if there is a path. 1, there is a path. You have to write this. So, your entire algorithm or entire 4-step is your algorithm. These are the 4 steps that you have to follow in order to find the algorithm. So, let me understand first. Let me understand. I'll just rub it. Okay. I'll just rub it. Okay. Let me understand first. So, first thing that I want to create is a path. First, I have to identify the path. Let us say in this particular example, I have to find a path between one particular node to another particular node. So, what are those nodes? I select a node from A. I want to find path from A to D. So, I have to select a path from A to D. So, what I'll do? I'll just select all the paths available. So, look at here. I take a pen. Okay, right. So, now, path between A to D. So, I have to find, P of A, comma D. This is the one notation that I am going to find. So, there are paths available. So, the first path, P1, P1 is equal to, I can write it. So, what are the paths available? It is from A via 3, you have to reach D. This is first path. Look at here, this is a path. From A via the third edge, you are going to reach D. That is path 1. Path 2, if you look at path 2, you start from A and you come from AED. So, A to via E, via 1, that is edge 1, you reach E. From E via edge number 4, you reach D. This is path 2. Similarly, path 3, P3. P3 talks about A, B and D. So, from A via path 2, you reach B, and from B via path 5, via edge 5, you reach D. This is another path, P3. There is one more path, it is P4. P4 is another path where you write this P4 like this. A via edge 2, you reach B, and from B via 6, you reach C, and from C via 7, you reach D. You can see, you reach D. So, that is what you have to understand. You reach D. And these are the only 4 paths available from source node A to destination node D, from A to D. So, you can reach A to D from these 4 paths. You have to reach A and D. You can reach 4 paths. Now, we have to write the matrix. So, you know very well, there is a point number 4, P of x comma y, okay, is equal to 1 if you have path, 0 means there is no path. Okay, and remember, in the matrix, point number 3, your row indicates the path. And column, column indicates the edge. Column indicates the edge. You know this very well. Same thing you write. So, there are how many edges? So, you have almost 7 edges. You have almost 7 edges. So write down all the edges, all 7 edges you write down. Yes, I have a edge. Okay, so let me write the edges. One, I'll write the edge on top. Okay, so let me write it on top. So before this, I just move it clearly so that I get more space. Yeah, look at here. I write an edge. Edges are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. There are 7 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 edges. So edges you write it in column. Yes, we have done. In the rows you write the path. So how many paths are there? P1, P2, P3, P4. You write it here. P1, P2, P3, P4. So P1, P2, P3, P4. 4 edges are there. 4 paths are there. Now, in the P1, what is there? So there is a path via 3. Yes, you write it 1. And rest all you write it as 0. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yes. Rest all you write it as 0. Done. Next, P2, 1 and 4. That's all. 1 and 4. Rest all zeros. Very simple. Rest all zeros. Done. Now, P3. What is P3? You have path 3. P3. We have 2 edge participating. Edge number 5 is participating. Rest all zeros. Rest all zeros. Yes, rest all zeros. Yes, this is the matrix. And if you look at the last path P4, it is 2 is 1, 6 is 1, 7 is 1. Okay. 2, 6 and 7. Yes, it is done. Now, rest all you write it as zeros. Write it as zeros. So, we have got the path matrix between A and D. A and D, we have got the path matrix. So, this is how we get a path matrix. We get the path matrix between A and D. So, the same thing it has to be implemented. Same thing it has to be implemented. So, this is a path matrix. Similarly, if you give in the examination, if if a matrix is given, if a graph is given and if a path is given between some 2 nodes, you have to find the best path between them. You have to find the best path between them. Or path matrix you have to write. So this is how path matrix is represented. Hope you have noted down how exactly the path matrix is representing. Yes. So same thing. So if you look at this one, the same path matrix, we get the same path matrix. So the path matrix is this one. Between A and D, this is the path matrix. So I just copy it and let me paste it here. So you can certainly paste it here. We get the matrix seen here. So we get the matrix seen. So you can see, I can just take a crop of this particular path matrix and I can paste it here. So I'll copy and I'll paste it on the screen. So you can see it's a screen I can certainly paste. So you can certainly paste it and of course you get the matrix. Now, how exactly it is done? Using Warshall algorithm. We write an algorithm called Warshall algorithm. In the Warshall algorithm, you first start the matrix. You start the algorithm. You make the path matrix is equal to the adjacency matrix and you what is the size of adjacency matrix? The same size, your path matrix also will have the same size. And if I is equal to j is equal to k is equal to 1, you make it. Okay. You create loops, k loop working for n times, because n is the number of nodes. I is equal to n time. J also you make it n time. Now, very, very important, step number 7. This is the heart of your entire processing. What do you do? Path ij is equal to path ij or operation you have to do. You have to do or, logical or operation you have to do, or operation with p of ik, with path of ik and p of ij. They have to be ANDed, and this AND result of ik and kj, it has to be ORed with p of ij. And finally that result you will be storing in p of ij. So if you do it, if you repeat it, so in the loop, all 3 loops, you can see k is incremented, I is incremented, and j is also incremented. So if you repeat all these for n times, 3 loops, and if you complete this entire execution, finally the path matrix is ready and you can display the path matrix. Manually we have done, but while doing you have to use OR operation and you have to use AND operation, OR and AND operation. The same code, it is written here. You can see here, this is this is adjacency matrix and this is path matrix. First make all the elements of adjacency matrix 0. You add wherever there is a path, wherever there is a link between the nodes, you create an adjacency matrix, and that adjacency matrix you just display. Now, whatever it is there in the adjacency matrix, you copy to the path matrix. You copy. Same content, you just copy. You can see same contents, you just copy to the path matrix. Once path matrix is equal to the same adjacency matrix, then you apply the formula. You see, P of ik and P of ij, it has to be ANDed. You can see ANDed. For this AND, we have written a function. Same way, OR operation we are doing. P of the result of P of ik and P of kj, the AND result is ORed with P of ij, that is giving the path matrix P of ij. So that is what you are going to get. Once the path matrix is given, you just display the path matrix. That's it. Very simple. Path matrix is ready. But what are we doing in AND operation? AND operation is nothing but if 2 values are passed, it is the multiple value. X and Y are the 2 values. You multiply that and you return. And OR operation, what you do? You just understand whether both are 0, X and Y are 0, then you return 0. If it is not 0, you return 1. That is OR operation. If you implement this, the path matrix is ready. Same program we have executed online, and of course I'll show you the link. I'll get you the link of it. One second. I'll get you the link of it so that we can set. Sorry, I'll get you the link of the same program. I'll get you the link of the same program so that we can certainly use it. Okay. So I think it is already open here. Yeah, it is already open. The same program, whatever I have demonstrated is there. You can see AND operator or function, Fij. So all these functions making Fij 0 and adjacency matrix you are writing. Next, you are displaying the adjacency matrix here, and you are copying adjacency matrix to path matrix, and you are applying this formula. P of ij is equal to OR of P of ij and of P of ik and kj. So Now once that is done, you get this adjacency matrix and operation and this. So as soon as you run this code, what happens? You get this is adjacency matrix and this is the path matrix. See, so simple. So simple, we have got adjacency matrix and path matrix. So simple. So this is the program. This is a program to find the path matrix between using adjacency matrix. So you just I'll just copy this link. You in the chat box. You can certainly use it, and you can also certainly execute this. You can also certainly execute it. So I just put it here. Okay, just put it here. You can also execute simultaneously with me, and of course, that's all for today's class. In the next class, we'll be talking about implementing graph using adjacency matrix and also shortest path algorithm. Adjacency list we understand, and shortest path algorithm we discuss. And I need only 2 classes to complete this particular graph. So one for one class for this and another class for this. So 7.6 I'll be completing in another class. Okay. So with that, my half of the module 5 will complete. Probably another 4 or 5 classes I'll be completing the next part. Next part is actually the sorting techniques, different sorting techniques and searching techniques. We'll complete, and later we'll do revision. So that's all for today's class. All the class recording videos are available in this particular website. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And please type in your USN in the chat box.